Hey you guys, welcome back. I haven't made a video in a very long time. I'm so sorry, but let me just say my life has been a nightmare lately, and I'm gonna share about that, what just all the crazy that's going on at the end of this video. So if you want to see my giant pity party, stay tuned to the end of that. But I get asked by you guys all the time, so I thought I would finally do a video of where to start when you are crazy overwhelmed with your house. When your house looks like a disaster, or when you're just not feeling the motivation. And that is really the key, is having the motivation to get started. Where do you get that from, and where do you start when things are out of control? The secret to having a tidy and clutter-free home that just perpetually stays clean and organized is doing 15 minutes a day. It's making it a habit. It's not putting things off until later. So while it is so important to grin and bear it and just do your 15-minute nightly cleaning routine to stay on top of things, life happens. We're busy. Sometimes, like what's happening to my life right now, uncontrollable things can happen, or we can just mess up and get behind. So how do we get back on track? Or if you haven't been on track, how do you get on track quickly and today? And how do you find that motivation? With a purge. The easiest way to find your cleaning and organizing mojo is to do a quick purge, to feel that urge to purge. Getting rid of things does not have to be hard. What I recommend doing first is a little garbage bag therapy. Grab a garbage bag, run around your house, and just look for garbage. Receipts you don't need anymore, empty boxes perhaps. There's always going to be those scrap pieces of paper or, junk mail laying around, things you don't even have to think twice about. Run around your house and do a little trash bag tango, as Peter Walsh would call it, or a little garbage bag therapy, and just get rid of things. It feels so good, and not only that, it's super motivating. I'm gonna take you with me while I do a little trash bag therapy, and then we're gonna move on to some bigger purging. No matter how often I do this, I still always find garbage. Empty packages or receipts, junk mail, you name it, especially juice box wrappers and candy wrappers for my kids. And I also take this opportunity to just tidy those little spaces that I'm purging.
I actually got an Easter card from one of you. Thank you, Susan. I super appreciate that. That was so kind of you. I'm going to save that one.
Since lately this is the house that sick people built, everybody's sick, I'm just taking a second to go through the medication and purge anything that's expired. And then in the bathroom, my kids, I swear, you guys, it's a never-ending mess. I'm actually using this tip that I got from Catherine from Do It on a Dime. Use a little Tic Tac and add it to the bottom of your dollar store drawer dividers, and it really keeps them snug and in place. So I did some quick purging of old toothbrushes, old, hairbrushes and things that they weren't using. It looks so much better, and I'm filling my bag. Remember, this is just about trash, so open up those neglected spaces and pull out anything that is garbage. We're all holding on to it. You are. You have things that need to get thrown out that you just haven't got to yet. I just pulled out some expired things from the crisper. So in no time at all, I was able to fill almost an entire garbage bag filled with just garbage from my home. Now, that was the easy part. Now comes something that's a little bit more challenging, but it's gonna have a way bigger impact. I want you to find 21 things to donate. 21 things to maybe give to a friend, family member, or your favorite charity, things that you're just not using. Here's the trick. You want to go as fast as possible. You want to grab a box or a laundry bag or a garbage bag and run around as fast as you can, finding just 21 things that you're not using, loving, or wanting in your home anymore. The problem with clutter in our home is all the stuff that we see laying on all of our surfaces is actually the stuff we use on a day-to-day basis. The things we aren't using are those things on the top of your closet, under your bed, in your drawers, in your kitchen cabinets. Those are the places that we're storing things that we're not using and loving. So those are the places that I want you to quickly look for your 21 things. Not only is this really motivating, but it frees up that valuable space in your home for the things that are laying all over the place, for that clutter that just doesn't have an easy home to go to because the spots are all filled with things you're not using. Now you're gonna be surprised, even if you purge all the time, even if you're a minimalist, I promise you, you can find 21 things. So let's go right now.
This purge took me just 10 minutes. I moved fast. I found an old broken phone. I found stuffed animals that my kids have not played with in years. They were on the top shelf of their closet. This fondue set, I had good ideas. I had this thing we were going to have fondue night. We've never used it, so it has got to go. Just so many things. Clothes. I was moving really quickly, and in just under 10 minutes, I found 21 things to get out of my home. I'm super proud of myself. The pile is really big. I feel really motivated.
So that really took no time at all, and I was able to get rid of a huge garbage bag of garbage and a big giant box full of things I never used to donate. Now you might be feeling super motivated to go purge more stuff like I am right now, but remember, it's important to make sure you've done your dishes and at least one load of laundry today. Don't worry so much about surface clutter and organizing when things are out of control. Just focus on dishes, laundry, and purging 21 items each and every day. I promise you, at the end of just 1 week, if you do this every single day, you are going to see a huge impact on your home and your motivation. So what are you waiting for? Grab a garbage bag and fill it with garbage. Look inside your purse, look inside your drawers. There's garbage places. I know there is. Your fridge, who knows? I know you could fill at least half a garbage bag today, and grab a box or a bag and do a 21 item toss. Find 21 things that you can donate and get out of your house right now. You're gonna feel amazing, and the best part is you're really gonna kickstart your motivation to clean the rest of your house. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So thank you guys so much who have stayed to the end. Here's my pity party. So I have pneumonia. I'm almost over it, but not quite. Last week I had pneumonia after 2 weeks of a sinus, cold that turned into an infection that turned into pneumonia. And on Friday, Milo had his tonsils out. And Saturday night, he had a crazy high fever. It was 41, and he was having rigors, so he was having convulsion shakes. So at 2 in the morning, I rushed him to the ER, to the emergency room, and we were there till all night. And there was no chair, it was just me standing. I was so tired. By I think noon the next day, we were admitted to the pediatrics ward, and by this point he was just hysterical. We had some traumatic things with them trying to get IVs in, and they couldn't, and his veins kept collapsing, and he was screaming, and at one point, I don't know what happened, but blood was shooting from him, and I was crying, he was crying. They couldn't get an IV on. They tried, I think, 10 different places to put it in, and held him down, wrapped him up really tight. They had a paramedic laying on him, and someone holding his legs down, someone holding his head still, and he was screaming for a long time. We're saying maybe 15 minutes to half an hour of just them pinning him down, poking him in different spots, and it was horrifying. And I lost my temper, and I screamed at them, and I was crying, and it was a nightmare. So he was admitted. It turns out he had a post-op infection from getting his tonsils removed. And so we're on our way home the next day. We had to stay 2 nights in the hospital, and we're on our way home, and Joe's like, I didn't want to tell you because I know you're so excited to be leaving the hospital after not sleeping this whole time, because they come in every 2 hours, and every time they came in, he was so traumatized from the trying to get IV that he thought every doctor, every nurse was going to pick him, was going to try to stick a needle in him. So he screamed for his life and ran, and then he had to hold him down just to try to give him medicine. It was just, I'm so glad it's over. But Joe called me and said, Abby's throwing up. So we're coming home, and poor Ab, she has the stomach flu. And then we get home, and Milo starts coughing. Even though he's on antibiotics, he got a cold, which is he must have caught it at the hospital. Oh my gosh. So he has a postnasal drip and a cough, which is making his infected throat. He just got his tonsils out, and now it's infected, and now he has a cold on top of that. So his throat's killing him. And Izzy also has this cold postnasal drip thing too, so her throat hurts. I can just imagine how painful it is for Milo, and he still doesn't want me to give him medication, so he's on morphine, antibiotics, Tylenol, right? And every time it's time to give him his dose, it's bargaining, screaming, crying, begging. It's just When I came home from the hospital, I had been up for over 48 hours, not slept a wink, and the house, you know, in shambles, of course, and still not sleeping at night because he's in agony, so he's screaming all night long, and he'll sleep for maybe an hour and a half, and then he'll wake up just in agony, doesn't even want to take a sip of water, so it's rough. It's rough, and the house is looking rough. We're all just feeling like we want this to be over. Izzy had her tonsils out, and I thought she was a baby, but she was like a super trooper in comparison, and it's not Milo's fault. The poor little guy, he is in so much pain, and nothing I can do can help him, and I feel so bad for him. So that's my week, I guess. That's my couple of weeks. I haven't been uploading. I am just trying to get through the day, and he is my priority right now. Relieving his pain as best as I can, like relieving his pain and just being there for him and trying to be patient and loving and sort of overcome the trauma that he has faced. He wakes up screaming in the middle of the night, and part of it's pain, but part of it is just like, no, don't touch me, no, don't hold me down, no. It's been not fun. So hopefully we're, like Joe says, it's all downhill from here. Knock on something. Knock on something. So hopefully we're out of this and on to bigger and better, happier, healthier times. So hug your kids right now and love them. And I left the hospital despite everything going on, just being so thankful that even when we're sick, we are not sick. Like there was, you know, little children with cancer in there and illnesses that are so severe and horrible and heartbreaking, and it just made me really thankful that, you know, that this is just an infection and it will pass, and we're so lucky to have, you know, 3 healthy, beautiful children. Sorry, I had to shut the camera off there. I got a little emotional for a second. It's been emotional, and just the panic I felt when he was, you know, shaking so bad, he was like convulsing, the panic that I felt, and then being at the hospital, that helplessness. Even now, it's not as severe, but that feeling of not being able to help take away the pain, or it's been so draining for all of us. And so I apologize. I haven't been making videos or anything. I've just been, bear with me here. I need a nap. I need a nap. Little Milo, he's sleeping right now, and so he's been sleeping for about an hour and a half, so I thought I'd quickly make a video for you guys, because I love doing it, and I need the motivation, or else things are gonna be so out of control. And when things are back to normal and everyone is feeling well, I don't want to be left with like disaster zone, which is just gonna depress me. While it's important to be there for the kids, and it is important to take care of myself, it's also important to take care of my future self too, by not passing the buck completely down, kicking that messy house can down the road for me to have to deal with later. So I'm doing a little bit each and every day, the bare minimum. And I feel so good. I feel good that I purged today, and I did the dishes, and I made my bed, you guys. And I'm doing a little laundry right now. And, you know, when things are better and we're out of this, I will be happy that I took the time to do it today, so I don't have to do it tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.